What's up guys, it's Justin here, and today I've got a video showing you what apps I currently have on my favorite Android phone, the OnePlus 5T. A lot of you guys have been requesting this video for quite a while now, so I'm so sorry to make you wait. The last time I did one I think was in 2016 when I had the Nexus 5. So here's my favorite Android phone at the moment, and as you guys know, I do use the iPhone on an everyday basis. This is my daily driver and my favorite phone, the iPhone 10, but I do still use Android occasionally, and my Android phone of choice has been the 5T. I'm also giving away my OnePlus 5 on the channel, so all you have to do to enter is make sure you're subscribed to the channel and head over to the OnePlus 5T review and drop a comment down below. I'll leave a link to that in the description as well as a card up top, and I'll be announcing a winner in the comment section of that video on February 14th. If you guys also want to see a video of how I edit my Instagram photos, go ahead and drop a like on this video and also let me know in the comment section below. So the reason why I like the OnePlus 5T so much is because the phone is just a good combination of hardware and software. It's well built, has a beautiful display, it's very fast. My model has 8 gigs of RAM, and I also really like using the OnePlus case with it. I think it looks great and feels great. And just a couple days ago, after I finished my review, this phone got its Android 8.0 Oreo update, which is nice because many other manufacturers still haven't pushed out that update for their phone. So OnePlus did a relatively good job in that, and I just like the fact that it's very simple, has a nice kind of stock Android feel to it with the OnePlus Oxygen OS skin. And I think when it comes to phone, hardware is definitely one thing, and there are definitely better phones out there that have better cameras, better screens, but just the feel of using the OnePlus 5T makes it my favorite Android. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the apps that I have on it at the moment. And as you guys can see, I decided to keep the home screen almost completely blank on the 5T. Here's a quick look at my app drawer. But starting out with the home page, it is pretty much blank, and I have my Google apps and some of my most used utility apps there in the Google drawer. So you have Google, Gmail, YouTube. Obviously, I do watch a lot of YouTube videos being a YouTuber, so this is definitely something that I use a ton. And next up, we also have Google Drive, which I use occasionally. I personally do prefer using Dropbox. There's also Play Music, Play Movies, which I don't really use, but Spotify is literally one of my most used apps. I use it on my computer, my phones, and I just like the way that it kind of connects all together with devices. And after switching from Apple Music, I literally have not looked back. So my Sonos is right here. I'm able to just control it straight from this app. There really isn't much to it, but Spotify is something that I use literally every single day. So on my main page of apps, I like to just have all my social media, and to be honest, I don't have that many games on my phones, whether it's my iPhone or Android. I definitely do have more apps on my iPhone, but on my Android phones, I kind of just have my social media platforms that I use every day, which includes Facebook, and it just happens to be the 7th year that I joined Facebook. I do use Facebook a ton, despite it being kind of a dead platform. I still find it good for interacting, buying stuff on local groups. But yeah, I still use Facebook. And next up, Twitter is probably what I'm on the most and is one of my favorite social media platforms. It's just really good to interact on there. And essentially for news, I find out about everything on Twitter. And next up, of course, we do have Instagram, and that is also something that I'm using all the time. I'm personally a pretty big fan of Instagram. I do want to post more. I honestly don't post as much as I would like to, so I'm hoping to kind of continue on with that. So if you guys don't follow me on Instagram already, my username is currently JTechApple, and I am trying to get the username JustinSay or Justin.tse, but I'm really having no luck there. And my goal with Instagram is definitely to integrate more of the lifestyle, tech, cars, and stuff like that, travel as well, because you guys seem to really like to see that, and that is personally what I'm really passionate about beyond tech. I use Snapchat pretty much just with people from high school and university at a personal level, and of course the next app we have is YouTube Studio. I literally think every YouTuber should or probably already has this app because it allows you to just look at all of your videos, how they're doing. You can also respond to comments very easily. I try to respond to as many comments as possible, but I've just been really busy lately. And yeah, so just checking out some of you guys' very nice comments. You guys are very nice to me in that comment section. But yeah, this is what I use to keep track of analytics, videos, and also make some changes if I need to, such as my thumbnail, my tags, and also the description section. Since I'm on my phone pretty much most of the day, a lot of times after I upload a video, I just want to go out, eat, go for a quick drive. So it's nice that I'm able to still make modifications if there's any major errors on my video from my phone. The next line is kind of just the boring stuff. You kind of have PayPal, RBC, Scotiabank, your banking platforms. I also do use eBay quite regularly to just buy and sell, but of course, Amazon is also a very big part of my life, especially with Prime. So if we go to Amazon here, we can go ahead and take a look at some of the crap that I've just ordered recently just for fun. So you guys are just looking at this right now. I do have some networking stuff, some random car mounts, some pills. ice pack, battery pack, some lights, laundry stuff. I literally live next to a department store. I can just go down and get some laundry detergent. But for some reason, I still like to just go on Amazon and order things and watch it arrive. But let me know if you relate to that. There's also apps like Hypebeast that allows me to keep track of kind of just pop culture, fashion, and music. But with Twitter, I don't exactly use that app that much. I just go through Twitter and just see stuff because I'm literally on there all day. And the next app I have is one that I use a lot when I travel to the US, if I'm in LA or San Francisco. It's where I book places to film sometimes, such as when I was in San Francisco, I filmed my iPhone 10 review in a breather space. And although it isn't the cheapest thing out there, a lot of times when you do have budget available for a video with sponsors, it just allows me to want to film somewhere where I feel very creative. And it's just a bit nice to have kind of a change of scenery as opposed to sitting in my bedroom or office for every single video. Another app that I use a lot, especially when I travel, is TunnelBear VPN, and what this allows you to do is essentially browse safely. Whether you're at a coffee shop or public Wi-Fi that you might not be as familiar with, you never know if that network has been hacked and if your personal information such as passwords, credit card info is being snatched by someone who has hacked the network. TunnelBear encrypts your web traffic and allows you to browse safely through a VPN. You can have up to 5 devices on your account, and it works on Android, iOS, as well as your computer, Mac, or PC. The app itself is extremely intuitive and easy to use, and you can select easily from a list of countries. There's definitely a lot of them, and just enable it on and off to start browsing from a VPN. You guys can start using TunnelBear for free by using the link tunnelbear.com/Justin, and I'll leave a link to that down below, and I would like to give them a huge thanks for sponsoring this video. In the next line, we do have StockX, and that is what I've been currently using to look up some shoes that I might want to get. If you don't buy shoes from there, because in Canada you do have to pay import when they send it over, it's at least a good place to get a reference idea of how much you should be paying for shoes or how much you should be selling them for. So there's some shoes right here that I really want. I've kind of been over the Yeezy phase, and I did promise you guys I will do a shoe collection tour soon. But some of the shoes that I've been really wanting lately are from the Off-White collection. I really want the Jordan 1s. I kind of want the Air Maxes. I kind of want some Fear of God Vans. So that's that, and I'm just a big fan of shoes, and lately especially I've just been uncontrollably spending on shoes and clothes, so stay tuned for a video on that soon. So moving on are some of my photo editing apps, and my go-to app is VSCO. I have a VSCO X subscription, which allows me to have access to all of the filters, but also video editing, and that is something that I find myself using a lot, both for my videos and Instagram photos. And although the OnePlus 5 doesn't have the best camera on the market, especially when compared to the Pixel 2, it still has a very solid camera, and VSCO, for example, is just where I have all of my filters. It definitely isn't the most advanced photo editing software out there for mobile. You do have Lightroom as an option, but I think just for general editing and for about 90% of my photos, I'm able to get most of the things that I want to get done from VSCO. It also gives you some options to just edit the photo itself and then add your filter. And in events where I might have a raw photo that I'm downloading from my DSLR to my phone, then I might use an app like Lightroom Mobile, and another great one is Snapseed by Google, and this gives you, again, more flexibility in terms of editing, but for the most part, the only thing I really adjust is the highlights, the shadows, the straightening, and also the perspective. But Snapseed gives you the option for tonal contrast, some drama, some lens blur, text, and also double exposure, and I don't really add text on my photo that much, but it's still very fun to play with. So the apps that I use the most are Snapseed and VSCO. Next up, Google Docs is also something that I use quite a bit, and my word processor of choice is Microsoft Word, but a lot of times you might just have to make some changes on mobile, and if you're in a collaborative workspace where you have like 5 people working on the same project like I have here for school, then Google Docs is a great option, and that is also what I use as a productivity app. I know a lot of you guys are also going to ask me what I'm using to record the screen on my Android phone right now, and that is OneShot. I've been using this app for a couple years now, and I think it's just really handy to be able to record directly from my phone, because on my iPhone for so many years, it didn't have the option to screen record directly from the device. I had to plug it into the computer and all that. But OneShot has been very consistent for me, so that is what I currently use. Ticketmaster is what I primarily use for sports games and stuff, and I also have the Urban Outfitters app because, as you guys can probably tell, I buy pretty much all my clothes from this place, a lot of Champion hoodies that I just think are very durable and comfortable, but I definitely do need to branch out in terms of what I wear. I tend to just stick to things that are comfortable and very simple, but Urban Outfitters is literally my favorite place to shop, so I decided to have an app just for that. The next app I have is Netflix, and I honestly don't use Netflix that much. I don't have the time, and when I do, it's just when I'm traveling and I need something to watch on the plane. Something I've been trying to watch is Stranger Things. I'm just not a big fan of it right now. So if you guys have some good recommendations for TV shows that I should check out, or even some movies, go ahead and leave them down in the comments section below. And if I don't upload videos for a couple weeks, then you guys probably made a good recommendation. Moving on to the next page, I don't really have much here aside from some widgets, and the one that I use for weather is literally called Weather. I just really like the way that this app looks in terms of the layout and the way that everything looks very intuitive. I'm just a huge fan of the material design, so huge thanks to Zachary Anderson for recommending that. And as you can see, I have LA, Vancouver, and Victoria, and I am kind of considering going to LA next week, and it's 27 degrees, which honestly is a bit too hot in Celsius, but Victoria right now has just been raining a ton, as you can see in this app, but I just like to have a widget for that so I can very easily browse, which is something that iOS still doesn't really have. I of course also have the Sonos app, and I honestly don't really use Sonos to its fullest and what it has to offer. I literally just play music from Spotify and also set alarm clocks, which are at less ideal times right now because of school. 6 a.m., 7 a.m., I still haven't gotten used to it, and it has been quite a while since school has started. Going back to the reason why I love Spotify, I just like to be able to switch between different devices around my apartment to listen to songs, and the one that I have right now, I believe, is from Nav. And since we're here right now and the Sonos is literally sitting right here, like, why not play some music to it? And you can't go wrong with Nav. Instant, like, there you go, just starting to play. Let's turn that off before we get copyrighted. Next up, I have Expedia, and I am someone who travels very last minute. When I went to San Francisco, I literally decided like the day before. And a lot of times when I do travel, I kind of just have to see how I feel, whether or not I have some work to do when I'm traveling or some video ideas. So Expedia is literally how I book my travel. I just hop on the app, go on bundle deals, book a flight and hotel as a combo package, and essentially fly out as little as 12 hours before it's time to board. So as you can see, I've been looking at some trips to LA, San Francisco, San Diego, Seattle. I'm really not sure where I want to go, but I think next week, since I have a reading break, one of the places that I just seem to go to a lot and you just can't go wrong with is LA. There's also my Camera Connect app for my Canon camera, nothing really exciting there, but another app that is only on Android that I really like to use is Wi-Fi Analyzer. So obviously I rely a lot on Wi-Fi. I literally live on the internet, I work on the internet, so something that I'm always trying to make sure is on point is my internet. So I have a Google Wi-Fi on the wall behind here in my living room, and also another Google Wi-Fi in the office right next to here, so I essentially get some pretty good connection most of the time from my apartment. And because it is kind of a mesh system, I have pretty consistent connection because it switches as I walk into another room. So Wi-Fi Analyzer allows you to kind of pinpoint your internet and see where you're at in terms of latency and signal strength. So I'm just switching between my 2.4, and as you can see, both networks are on point right now, so we're getting full signal. So Wi-Fi Analyzer is what I use for that. I've been playing around with more widgets on my Android phone, so the ones that I have right now are TunnelBear because I can just really easily select between the different countries, and also Spotify because I can just literally control the song from anywhere, as you can see here as well. So I just really like to do that because I just listen to music the entire day. I'm definitely starting to ramble here and I'm so hungry, but yeah, this is the OnePlus 5T on Android 8.0, which I really love. And I just really like the software experience of this phone, and I've just been a really big fan of what OnePlus has done and focused on the consumer. And although I do test out every Android phone that comes out, whether it's the Samsung Galaxy, the Note, the S8, the S8 Plus, I tried the Google Pixels, I also reviewed some weird phones like the Xiaomi from LG as well. I just keep coming back to a software experience and a hardware combination like the OnePlus 5T. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed this video on what apps I currently have on my Android phone for the first time in like 2 years. I'm so sorry to keep you waiting, but I have a ton of new video ideas that are going to be coming out in the next few weeks as well, and I'll see you guys in the next one.